Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to our channel. Today is the third day of our trip in Brisbane, and we are doing a few things today. We do need to get what they call a customer reference number. It is issued by their Department of Transport. So this is like a sort of registration number or identification number for us in Brisbane, and we will need to get it done so that we can purchase our car. So we'll be headed to the Department of Transport, which is at Bandamba. The Department of Transport has many outlets across Australia, and you just have to visit the one nearest to you. And to open a CRN account, we needed to furnish some identity documents. So for us, it was our passport and 2 bank cards registered to our names, as well as a letter which shows your residential address in Australia. So we are done with getting our customer reference number, which is for the purchase of our vehicle. Yes. A few things to note. For us, we rented an Airbnb for the first month, so we don't have a sort of a formal lease or rental agreement. You can get a PDF from Airbnb, but they do not actually accept it as evidence of your residential address. They still allowed us to create a customer reference number, and they said that it will be sufficient for the car dealership to process whatever they need and for us to register the car in our names. What we have to do subsequently is, if we get, like, let's say, electricity bill or power bill or proper formal lease agreement, or even like some other documents that can show our residential address, then we can come back and they can update it as verified. So right now our address is in the system, but it's not a verified address. So that is still fine. It's just that subsequently, if we want to get it done once and for all, we'll have to come back with the proper documents so that you can process and do the verification. So for those of you who are also similar to us and buying a car in Queensland, do take note of this CRN issue that we have faced. Okay, but all good. So on to the next thing today, which
Lunch.
is... Yes.
I'm hungry.
Okay. So after our CRN was done, our next task was, of course, to go for car shopping, as well as test driving cars that we're looking at. Hello. We are now at the car showroom. Our contact is apparently MIA, so we'll just get one of the other assistants to help us with our car purchase. We are looking for an MG SUV. So now we are at the MG showroom, as you can see. So yeah, we are looking at a MG ZS Hybrid Plus. We haven't actually reserved or bought a car, yes, but we are here to test drive today, and if all is good, I think we will probably be set on getting this vehicle. We have done quite a bit of research actually before we decided to settle on this, but again, it also depends on the test drive that we're doing in a bit. So yeah, excited. This will be our first car that we'll be owning, because Singapore is too expensive to buy a car. So yeah.
Hello. Yeah, test driving the...
MG ZS Hybrid.
Yeah. Whoa.
Brakes are very strong, so biting point is different from the Chery one. This car is a bit smaller. I think it would be good because also like it helps with parking space and overall vehicle position.
Easier for me.
Both of us. I also prefer smaller vehicles.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the Chery, the Tiggo Pro, that one's a bit bigger. I think this is a small SUV. I think that's a full size SUV.
Well, I can say that my leg space is fantastic.
Pickup speed is pretty good. So yeah, we'll take this car for a test drive, and we'll have a discussion after this, and then we see whether we want to purchase this vehicle. Yeah, so after this, Trish will take her turn as well, and then yep, we'll see. Okay.
Okay, bye.
So yeah, we've just done the test drive with the MG ZS Hybrid Plus. It's a pretty good car. Don't really have much issues with it. We just have some other questions that we're asking the sales guy. So he's just showing us the newer model and the features that it comes with. But let's talk about how we decided to get our car. So I think cars are a big thing, especially for long-term travelers. As you probably know, Australia is very big and there's a lot to see. And if you do not get a rental car, you know, a lot of places are quite inaccessible. I mean, even with good public transport in the cities, if you are trying to get out of the cities, if you're trying to even drive between cities, like so drive between the states, or you know, even sometimes commuting to your work in the farms or whatever, it will take significant time. And of course, the best is always to get a car. Cars are relatively cheap compared to Singapore. I mean, of course, without the COE and all, everything is very different. And there's a wide range of types of cars that you can get.
At the start, there was like a consideration about do we get like an EV, full petrol, or hybrid. But then I think EV was quickly written off as a viable option because we will be traveling so much outside of the cities. The availability of like charging ports would definitely be an issue, right? And also we don't even know like where we would be staying for the next few months because we'll be moving from place to place. So we also wouldn't know if there were charging ports nearby where we were staying anyway. So yeah, so EV was kind of not considered. And I guess like the hybrid was good because like petrol prices, right? So obviously that's something that we were concerned with.
Most people, what they do is they get second-hand cars. I mean, it's really much cheaper. I think depends on your budget and your needs, because if you're a solo traveler, you can get a small car. If you're traveling with friends or as a group, you may need a bigger one, especially if you're like us with a lot of luggage to lug around and bring around. And for us, we have Luna as well. We will need a bigger car, so we got an SUV. And there's really a lot of choices, right? Like you can get different models, different series, different makes of the car, and it's really a wide variety. So for us, we started off with deciding a budget for the car. We set aside a sum of money that we thought that okay, we are willing to pay this amount, and then we went to search online on car websites. So in Singapore, the equivalent I guess would be your SG Carmart. So Australia was carsales.com. That was one of them. And we filtered based on our budget, what we could get. So initially we were looking at Toyota, right? Because I think Toyota is like a
Well-known, reliable,
well-known, all-round, you know,
yeah.
very commonly used as well. So we were looking at the Toyota RAV4, but that was only for second-hand vehicles, and the cost for a second-hand Toyota RAV4 would have been around 35 to 40,000 Australian dollars and above, depending on the year that you got. So of course we don't want a too old car. We wanted something relatively newer, so maybe the 2023 models onwards. And initially we were looking at that, so that was really one of our top options, and we were quite okay with it. But the problem with that is that for second-hand cars, it's really sort of by luck. You have to be at the right place at the right time, or like, you know, they must have the available stock at the right time, and it may not necessarily be in the state that you are in. So for example, they may have available vehicles in Melbourne or in Sydney, but if you're in Brisbane, it's not possible for you to buy those unless you're willing to go all the way there and drive it back, which will take about 18 hours, I guess. Even if it's in your state, you must also check the condition of the vehicle, you know, things like whether the seats are clean, things like whether the car has been in an accident. So a lot of things that we had to consider when buying a second-hand car. So that was one of the issues. And then so we actually looked around, and we realized actually the Toyota SUVs are quite pricey, even for second-hand ones. And that led us to also like think about considering alternatives. So we did quite a lot of research, and for me, I watched a lot of car videos on YouTube. Correct, like we saw like car reviews or like car comparisons. There's this YouTuber, I think he was Australian, and he sort of reviews new cars. So I came across a few videos where he showcased MG SUV as well as Cherry. So the current one rental car that we're driving, the same brand. So he was reviewing all these vehicles and doing comparisons about them as to all its specifications and the drive and the functions and the good and the bads about the different kinds of vehicles, correct? And for me, when I saw the MG one, so he test drove the MG ZS. At the time, I saw it wasn't the hybrid version, but he drove the petrol version, and I really quite liked it, right? Because for a cheaper cost as compared to a second-hand Toyota RAV4, you can get a brand new MG ZS for less, and then it is quite similar in terms of its specifications. The MG, for example, has surround cameras, so you can see your vehicle positioning all around with the cameras, and I thought that was like quite amazing. So that was something that we flagged, and of course Trish also saw some of the videos and she had no issues with it. And then, you know, that was our starting point. So again, I think everyone has different needs and different wants, correct? So it depends on your budget. You can always just get a simple second hand, maybe a 10 to 15-year-old car, and that probably will cost you $2,000 and you can get by. But for us, we wanted something bigger, something more comfortable, and something safe, right? So we ultimately, you know, flagged that, and then when we came here, we went to do a test drive at the dealership for the MG car, and we really quite liked it. I think compared to the current rental vehicle that I'm driving, there are certain things that I feel that MG has done better. So for example, Cherry's side mirrors, they don't fold in automatically when you park, and there's no button that you can even press to do it, so you have to manually one by one, you know, close, or like as in the same way as you will adjust your car mirror. So that is like, it's not a big deal, but it's like small things that uh make the car feel more premium. So MG has that, and also things like a sunroof, things like electric tailgate. So of course I will show you guys our new car after we collect it and explain to you all the features of the car. But I think that the MG really like sort of impressed us, and that's why we still decided to go ahead with the MG rather than other mix or models of cars, right? So I'm sure that some people who are, you know, they believe in certain brands of vehicles. Like if you really truly believe in Japanese vehicles, you can always get a Toyota. If you believe in Korean vehicles, you always get a Hyundai. There are really a lot of options here. You just have to spend some time to go and look into it, or maybe even visit dealerships around Australia to see what's there on offer. And of course, you can always sort of bargain with them and try and get a better price for a vehicle that you may be looking at. Uh, and you know, hopefully you can find something that suits your needs and suits your budget. But so after shopping around and spending time to think about our car, we decided to go with our original decision, which is to get the MG ZS Hybrid Plus. So this is the 2026 model with the Essence trim.
2026.5.
Yes, which is the latest one. So there's two trims. One is the Essence, which is the more premium one. It comes with a few extra features like the sunroof, bigger tires, as well as the automatic tailgate. I think there's a few other features, but I forgot what it was. Yeah, so far it's pretty good. I think we really like the vehicle, right, after test driving it, and not just the features, the exterior look itself. I think it's a bit more sporty for an SUV as compared to other vehicles that we've seen around. Even the Toyota one looks a bit less sporty, so we think we really liked it, and we chose the grey color, right, which is something that Trish likes a lot. And I think it turned out very nice.
And like what's funny is that we have this Labubu hanging here.
So to match our car.
And we also have a Smiski. This is the hipper, the one that's supposed to be stuck on your phone. So he just sits here and chills and gets a lot of sunlight.
Yeah, so the interior isn't like anything too fancy, right? It's not a luxury car. So there is, I mean, it's just your basic things, right? Like your gear shifter, your parking brake. Let me just on the vehicle, so I can show you some of the features. So there's two electronic screens. One is of course the center console, where you can do all the functions, and then there's the driver console, which shows you the speed on the left and the engine features, and there's also a few other like screens that you can play around with to tell you about the vehicle, like so petrol consumption, energy flow, power meter, and yeah. So these are like simple things, or like if there is your road assistance, so when you're driving, it tells you if there's like vehicles beside you and it gives you a warning. So the side mirrors also have the blind spot warning lights, which will come on if there's a vehicle beside you while you're driving. Yeah, so we're just also getting Luna used to the car because we're gonna have a lot of road trips with her.
Luna, do you have anything to say?
Yeah.
This is not a very flattering angle of her, but she looks so cute.
So the center console comes with your normal Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. It comes with satellite navigation, your normal radio, music. Your car controls basically is like all your things that you can change with the car. So things like your front collision assist, lane departure, rear driving. There's intelligent cruise control mode. So overall is pretty good. All your basic features are nothing too flashy, but it's everything that we need. It comes with two USB-C ports here, as well as one USB-A, I think, port behind it. Yeah. So the top part has a sunglasses holder, which I put my sunglasses. And then of course your sunroof, which opens up by itself. So overall, I think the car has been pretty good driving wise. It steers well and it handles turns well as well. So no issue. Doesn't feel like it's a fragile car or anything. So we're pretty happy with our vehicle. And hopefully that it will take us to all of the spots around Australia that we will be visiting over the next 2 years and more.
And I hope Luna gets comfortable with the car.
So originally I wanted Luna to sit on the dashboard, but I think the worry is that when she gets up there, then her nails also start scratching it, and then it gets scratched out, and I don't want that to happen for a new car, at least for now. So we are trying not to let her run around as well in the
She
car.
has suddenly turned into a lab cat.
Okay, so now we're going to take Luna out for another hike and to explore Brisbane. Okay, so I will hand it over to the passenger, and then we'll take a drive.
I'm smelling my handbag.
So yeah, so that concludes our car purchase. Thank you guys for watching and stay tuned for the next one.